Hello and welcome along to Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca here today for round 9, and the final round of the West Wales Karting Virtual Racing Ginetta Championship. We've done our 8 rounds to arrive at this point, and the championship is still up for grabs. As you can see, Scuderia Sam leads the way, but only by 23 points from Alex, which means if Alex wins today and Scuderia Sam has an issue, then it could go to Alex, and there's a very tight battle in the midfield, isn't there, Stuart?
Yes, very close. We got 8 points between D-Man, Stuart Davis and Chris Doherty. And don't discount Unfixed Throne from possibly being able to get a good result today as well, so Chris will have to watch us back there. But it's looking good for Team Ireland in the team standings as well.
Absolutely, yeah, and the starting grid today, Scuderia Sam with a scintillating lap. He really does like this circuit with a 1:35.1. He was saying he was very happy with that lap indeed. And there's Alex in second, who's got so many pole positions in this championship. He's just ahead of Chris Doherty and Stuart Davis and D-Man. It's all very close between those. And then we're on the grid, so the revs are rising for the final race, and they're off now. And it's a good getaway from the front row of the grid from Alex Idiel and Scuderia Sam, and Stuart there in the background too. He's looking down the inside of both of them now as they come down to Adresi hairpin turn 1. And there's one of the Team Ireland guys on the inside. It's Chris Doherty. He's looking for a way through. And Stuart Davis goes down the middle of both of them, and it's 3 abreast, and there's some slight contacts there, but they're all through okay. So it's Scuderia Sam leading the way out of turn 1, then Alex CDL who's attacking hard. Stuart Davis has slotted into 3rd there as we look at him now, and then the 2 Ireland guys behind him, Big Bad Wolf and Unfixed Run. Oh, and Stuart Davis gets a wobble on, and that's allowed both the Team Ireland guys through, and now Big Bad Wolf's attacking around the outside. And Stuart Davis now, so he's just stayed ahead of Big Bad Wolf, and now they're making their way around the lap, and there's Unfixed Drone in the background there, and Alex CDL having a look now as they go up the hill, Stuart.
Very, very close. The grid sort of split into 3 sets of pairs now, having their own sort of little battles going on. No team orders at Team Ireland by the look of it, as Scuderia Sam and Alex come up to the corkscrew. And as Alex can have a look, I think he's a little bit too far back on this occasion, but Team Ireland guys are going to go in there side by side. It's looking, D-Man decided to back out of that one there, but Alex and Sam side by side coming down the hill. And Sam just about holds it there.
Yeah, but
Alex is not giving up, is he?
No, he's not giving up. He's looking for the cutback now, and he's got a fantastic drive. Look out of this corner now, and he's going down to the last corner. They're side by side, and the 2 Ireland guys are battling away in the background as well. So we've got the top 4 all 2 abreast. Pair by pair, and they touch a little bit. Scuderia Sam and Alex CDL was very close to having contacts there, and Alex CDL now has got a fantastic run on Sam, but he's gone around the outside. Sam's making him go around the long way round, and you'll have the inside line now for turn 1, so Alex CDL's going to have to be really brave on the brakes here and trying to stick it around the outside or look for the cutback, but he locks the wheel slightly, and I think that's put pay to his chance this lap round, but he's not going to give up, and then now he's got to watch his wing mirrors because he's got Chris Doherty for company.
Yeah, so in terms of the championship, of course, Alex has got to get past Sam and win this race today. He's got no choice about it. And with the number of drivers we've got taking part, the only way that he can take the championship is to win the race and have Sam actually fail to finish. So, Chris is close on Alex there. Is he going to look for a diver? No, he thinks better of it as they start to climb up the hill. But he's got a good run on Alex, just a couple of tenths back. And this could be a good opportunity, or at least pressure Alex into a mistake. Very close there.
Yeah, it's a very easy corner to make a mistake on that, but it's certainly not a corner where you can go side by side because it's slightly off camber and it's also very narrow through there, and you've got a nice big sand pit on the outside waiting to catch the unwary. Oh, that's D-Man. He looked like he had a moment there a little bit coming into corkscrew. That's somewhere where you certainly don't want to have a moment, and the top 4 are all very close still as we heading towards the end of lap 2. And there's Alex. Look, Alex is off. Alex has got it all wrong. He's been pressurised into a mistake, and that's allowed both the Team Ireland guys through. So now he's got more work to do. And Alex CDL, for him, the championship is slipping away slightly here, but it's not over yet. This is going to be a 35-lap race, and we've got pit stops to come. Alex is doing some more rallycross. That's not going to help him. He's lost the momentum now onto the straight. That might put him into the clutches of Stuart Davis chasing hard behind. There's Unfixed Drone in 6th place. He's ahead of Big Bad Wolf. Big Bad Wolf's rounding out the last position. 7 runners here today. We're missing a few of the regulars from the championship, aren't we, Stuart? There's a few weary racing drivers out there.
Yeah. Unfortunately, BTC Sedan hurt his back whilst standing at his kitchen sink washing his hands. Don't quite know how he managed that one, but unfortunately he can't take part this evening.
Yeah, we wish him a good recovery on that one.
Yes, Baz, I believe he's had So yeah, along with other racing commitments as well, he's just sort of been a little bit too busy, unfortunately. And yeah, same with Cherry Berry and Crazy Shoepot. Although I do believe all of them, apart from BTC Sedan, will be back for the Vintage Prototype Championship starting next week.
Yeah, let's hope so, because it's always good to have those guys in the mix as well. Certainly provide for plenty of entertainment. BTC Sedan, of course, he has given us lots of entertainment over the rounds, and it's quite surprising that he hurt his back in that way, considering the rather sizable crashes he's been involved in.
Yeah, definitely. But here we are. There's still the fight for second place on here. So in terms of Team Ireland now, D-Man, he's not really in danger of losing a position in the championship to his teammate Chris, but he could help Chris out if he allows him through. Oh, is Alex off again? But yeah, if D-Man lets Chris through, that would actually increase Chris's chances of passing Stuart Davis in the championship. Stuart obviously running 5th at the moment. I don't think he's quite got the pace of the quick guys in front of him, but yeah, D-Man's looking quite safe. The only person who could really catch him is Stuart Davis, and he's behind him at the moment, so yeah, whether or not he wants to play the team game, I don't know, but there haven't been any team orders at Team Ireland just yet this season.
Yeah, if we do the maths here, Stuart, it's very dangerous. We're going to do the maths live in the commentary here now. Stuart Davis is it 4 points ahead of Chris? He was heading into this round.
I think, yeah, about 4 points.
4 points,
yeah,
and Chris is in 3rd, so that's going to be 15 points if he finished there, and Stuart for 5th would get 10 points. So actually, Chris would just do it by 1 point at the moment, I think.
Oh, Alex is off again there.
Yeah, Alex doing some more rallycross. I don't think the Ginettas are designed for rallycross, but Alex is certainly giving it his all. He knows that he has to push as hard as he can. If Scooter Sam has a disconnection issue, which we have seen throughout this championship, we have lost a few drivers through disconnection issues, or connection issues. So Alex CDL really needs to stick with these island guys and put them under pressure in case that happens, doesn't he?
Oh, definitely, yeah. You can't afford to let up, and Sam is already skating way at the front. He's, yeah, big fan of the circuit. It'd be nice for him if he could maybe. He's a second slower than his quali lap at the moment. Of course, the cars, they are fat with 35 laps worth of fuel at the moment. And yeah, it's a longer race, this one, as the season finale. It's also set up, so it's actually going to run over 2 game days as well. So what you'll see is the race started in twilight, raced through the night now. There'll be another day, and yeah, it will get dark again before the end of the race. So yeah, it's going to be a long one. Those on their sim setups, they will have to work very hard. And yeah, this is a circuit. It really punishes you, especially in these little rear-wheel drive cars. Sand just off the race track there. You dip a wheel into that, you are going to go round. So we're expecting to see a fair few mistakes today as well.
Absolutely, it is a very punishing racetrack, as you say. Oh, and that's D-Man. It looks like he's going a little bit wide there. He's missed the apex of the second part of a Dresy turn, which is one of only 3 corners which are actually named on this circuit. So maybe we can give some of the other corners names to it as the race progresses, depending on how people fare. But we're looking on riding on the bumper with Chris Doherty, in the back of his teammates, and these guys look set for a race-long battle, don't they?
Yeah, they've been very evenly matched in practice. 2 very good friends, as you would imagine.
Just on the inside.
Deliveries on the fellow teammates. Oh, it's going to be a close one. Oh, and I think D-Man, he's kept the run up the hill.
Yeah, they're side by side now, going into the very fast left-hander, but yeah, rather sensibly Chris backed out of that one. So I think we're going to have an airplane crash, and Alex was probably hoping in the background that he would stick it through on the inside there.
Yeah, and we know Alex, he will put his nose where it doesn't belong sometimes, sometimes at the detriment of his own race.
Yeah.
But yeah, as they go through the corkscrew on board with Alex, coming down through... this corner is one of the named corners.
It's a very ironically named corner, considering we're pretty much in the desert at this circuit. It's called Rainy Curve.
Rainy Curve.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Left-hander there, the 3rd corner from home. Oh, and look, I think that's D-Man. He's run wide. Yes, he has run wide, and this is going to give Chris Doherty an excellent chance to get through. And Alex CDL is going to be hoping he can follow through as well, just like in a kart where you see 2 people battling ahead. You follow through the guy on the inside, and it's like a train. The guy on the outside can't get back to the racing line, and he's hoping something similar happens here. So there's D-Man. He's just about fending off, but no, Chris has got him, and now look, yes, Alex, go. There's contact. Alex is that's very close to having a spin there, wasn't it?
Yeah, oh, Alex definitely followed through there, I can tell you. That was very, very close. And yeah, there's Team Ireland guys fighting tooth and nail. Fair play to him. And Stuart Davis, look at that, he's dropped 6 seconds off this fight now, so he can afford to battle a little bit harder without too much danger behind. Oh, there he is, to speak of the tail. He's got unfixed right on his tail there.
Unfixed driving like a man possessed. He is absolutely on it, but he doesn't look ragged or anything. He's just plugging away his laps and, hitting his apexes, hitting his braking points. He is just like a machine.
Yeah, it's almost like he's on a scale electric track, the way he just the same line, same braking points, lap after lap, no mistakes. And paying dividends from it at the moment. He's not that quick, but yeah, he's certainly keeping Stuart Davis under pressure.
And he knows that Stuart Davis is liable to a few mistakes. Oh, the side-by-side into the corkscrew. Who's going to get there? And Unfixed backs out slightly there. I think Stuart was moving over to the inside as well to cover that, rightly so. Oh, it's Alex! Alex CDL spun round, and it's the second time he's been off at that corner. So that's on the exit of Rainy Curve, so that corner's already got a name, unfortunately. But so that's going to cost him a lot of time now. He's 8 seconds now behind the leader, and he's 4 seconds or so, 3 seconds behind the Team Island guys. So he's got a lot of work now to do, Alex has. And, if anyone can do it, he's got a lot of pace, he could do it, but yeah, time's going to be slipping away from him quickly now.
Yes, and of course, incidents like that as well, they're not going to help his tyre situation. As we say, it's a long race. You're possibly looking at struggling with front tyre grip towards the end of the race, so whether or not we'll see drivers sacrificing a bit of time in the pits to change their tyres, we don't know. Certainly a possibility, so yeah, it's you don't want to be scrubbing any of that rubber away on the tyres by unnecessary spins and incidents, so
yeah,
it's certainly not going to help Alex, but yeah, he lost 3 seconds to the Team Island guys on that last lap there, so he will be absolutely gutted with that. He needs to push, he needs to beat Scooter Sam, but Sam's cruising out the front at the moment. He's 7/10 of a second quicker than the next quickest guy. So it looks like, unless there is a connection issue, it looks like championship's in the bag really for Sam at the moment.
Yes, but we never know what can happen. Just like the mechanical issues that happened in the Austrian Grand Prix this year. We have disconnection issues in the virtual world because damage is turned off, of course. So potentially, there is a disconnection issue happening there, and Scooter Sam will be very aware of that, and he'll be doing everything he can to try and help out anyone else apart from Alex to make sure Alex can't win this race if that does happen. It was very difficult to try and do that though when you've got a 5-second lead already by lap 7.
Yes, and of course these two both had Unfixed and Stuart Davis very close into the last corner there. But they both had disconnection issues in, I think it was Watkins Glen.
Watkins Glen, yeah. Unfixed
so
was on for a 4th, I think, in that one.
It was, fortunately for Stuart Davis, he was actually having a bit of a mare of a race in that one, so didn't actually lose out too much. But yeah, Unfixed lost a good haul of points there. So that's a shame. I could have seen him up in fighting for 3rd place in the championship, whereas at the moment he's not really got anything to gain, nothing to lose, other than sort of in this particular race. So he's not letting Stuart Davis get away, is he? Stuart's going to be looking in his mirror, seeing the lights behind him, thinking, will you just go away?
Yeah, he's like a sticky thing at the moment. He's just sticking to the back of Stuart Davis's car, and he's just waiting and ready to pounce for any mistake that Stuart makes, and Stuart will know it. And those headlights, I think we've said before, they're very distracting when they're in your mirrors lap after lap like that. And we've seen Stuart Davis when he's behind cars often flashing his headlights, trying to distract the driver in front. I don't think Unfixed is that's not one of his party tricks, but one of his party tricks certainly is just hounding the back of a car until it makes an error, and then he'll be through. So this fight looks like it's going to run for a while. And there's Big Bad Wolf. He's having a little bit of a lonely race. He was ahead of Unfixed on lap 1, but I think he made a mistake and that allowed Unfixed through. But Big Bad Wolf, he's had ups and downs in this championship, hasn't he? But he's on his own at the moment.
Yeah, he's he'll be looking forward to the next batch of races. He does seem to do well when we use the vintage cars. So I think he's one of the few drivers who's chosen the Porsche. So yeah, definite performance advantage there. So he'll be looking forward to that one. He's got a good week to practice after this race. He comes through the corkscrew there. Yeah, 43 seconds off the lead. I think he's just going to be going through the motions this evening now and just bringing the car home and just getting some points of crash and bash. And that's not a motion that he needs to be dealing with.
You said crash and bash, and it just distracted him, I think.
That's it. Yeah, it was. Tried to give it a big spuds through Rainy Curve, but it's. You've got to be a little bit careful. You've got to know when to back out of that one, I think.
Yeah, he was trying to wolf down Rainy Curve and it ended up raining on him instead, and he ended up in the barrier.
Yeah, don't you hate it when that happens?
And he nearly went off as well at the last turn there. But anyway, he's heading down the straight now. He's, 38.2 he did in the last lap. That was actually 6 tenths quicker than Alex. Alex, I don't know if you made a mistake, but Alex seems to be really struggling on his tyres at the moment. Whether that's because of the spin he had, slightly overheating them, or whether it's just his tyres going off, I don't know. We'll probably find out at some point. And that's Big Bad Wolf going off again.
The difference between the handling characteristics of these cars, depending on the track conditions, are, as you can visibly see, night and day. They do handle very differently during the daytime as they do at night, so could play to different driver strengths. So you could see as the sun starts to come up and the track warms up, some drivers may drop off, others might find a bit of pace. So we'll have to wait and see. There's Alex. He's rally crossing again. Jeez, what is he doing?
Yeah, he's not having the best race. I think his tyres just must have gone to it, because like, you don't really see Alex. Well, you do see him, making the odd mistake. There's Chris Doherty in the pits, but you don't see him making this many mistakes, do you?
No, certainly not.
But anyway, so Chris Doherty now exiting the pits, and that's meant Alex now is behind Stuart Davis and Unfixed. So there's a battle going on now for 3rd, 4th and 5th, and they're all yet to make their pit stops. I think Chris is the first one to make his stop. I don't know if Big Bad Wolf's been in. Probably not, looking at the timing. He might have, actually.
No,
what do you reckon?
I don't think that's possible. He is a long way off the lead, but then we've seen him make a few errors as well.
Yeah.
And his general pace, his last lap was a 47 flat, so yeah, he's not doing great. Whereas Chris's in lap was a 156, so I don't think that was an in lap from the Wolf.
Yeah. Well, Chris
but,
now though.
We'll keep an eye on D-Man now.
Yeah, Chris, exactly. He's going to be watching D-Man's times on the timing screen there, which the drivers can see as they're going around. They can see it on the left-hand side of their screen in the virtual world. And there's Unfixed just up ahead, having a look at Stuart Davis. But he's going to be looking at the gap to D-Man and trying to work out how close he's going to be. He doesn't want that gap to come down, increase at all. Otherwise, D-Man could get him. So yeah, that's going to be a very interesting battle to look out for when D-Man makes his stop. And Alex now, he's going to be trying to chase Unfixed Throne, but yeah, he's not really catching on this lap. You'd expect Alex, with his pace that he's got, to just cruise up and pass them, so he's just not enjoying this race, I don't think. But Unfixed could be battling with Stuart.
It could just be the nighttime temperatures, just the car's not suited to his liking in these conditions, possibly.
Yeah, very possibly.
Yeah, and is that, Stuart Davis has dived into the pits, I think. He's blinked before these two. He said, I don't really fancy getting involved with... to be fair, he couldn't shake Unfixed. He's quicker over a lap, but I think with Unfixed there, he's probably taking a little bit steady, not wanting to make any errors and play it safe, and as a consequence of that, he hasn't been able to break away. So, early pit stop, and D-Man's in the pits as well. He had a gap of 22.5 seconds to Chris. You need about 24 seconds to come out completely safe from a pit stop.
Oh,
so side by side.
Yeah, so the exit here is rather unusual at Laguna Seca. You sort of miss out turn 1 and feed into the exit. So let's see how close it's going to be. Oh, and they're side by side, look. And that's D-Man and Chris Doherty battling away. And I think that's... D-Man was on the outside, so he's fed in just behind Chris. Look how close it was. And now he's going to have a look down the inside. Is he going to get him here? Oh, look, they're side by side going round. What a turn is that? 3? Oh, Chris puts a wheel on the grass slightly. And that's D-Man through. So Chris was just ahead as D-Man came out of the pits, but D-Man pressurised Chris into a little error, and that's allowed him through now. So it's as you were in Team Island.
Yes, very, very close. Yeah, as you said, 24 seconds you need for a pit stop, so that was a 22.5 second gap. It wasn't quite safe for D-Man there, and he's, unfortunately for Chris there, he couldn't quite make it stick, but no, as they go through the corkscrew now, it's difficult to tell which one's which with these two. It's very tricky. So D-Man number 19, Chris 20, then that will possibly help.
D-Man is slightly yellowy green, I would say, on his car.
Yellowy green against the backdrop of the yellow sun and
another green car.
Another green car, yeah. So around they come on to the start finish. These two are absolutely fighting tooth and nail for every inch of tarmac. And that's Chrissy's got another run going down into turn 1.
Oh, he's looking for a way, isn't he? He's switching. He's having a look, seeing where the weak spot is of D-Man. D-Man's holding the inside line there. They come out of turn 1 now, and he's managed to hold it. But Chris Doherty, we've seen him win races before in the is it the Clios or the touring cars? I think he's won a race. But he seems he seems to like the front wheel drive cars, and he has been very quick, and he definitely had a chance at winning Austria the last race out. Unfortunately, it didn't record that race, but it was one hell of a race, and it was a four-way battle at times for the lead. Lots of different people led that race. It's such a shame it didn't record, but Chris definitely could have won that race as well. So you can never count him out, and D-Man, of course, has won our opening race.
Sticking his nose in.
So those two battling for honours there, but yes, as you say, that's Alex having a look on Unfixed Drone here, and Unfixed Drone won't want to lose too much time to Alex. Well, both of them won't want to lose too much time because Stuart has made his top, and they'll be looking at the timing screen to make sure they come out ahead of Stuart. So they don't want to lose too much time with each other here.
The gap is 20 seconds at the moment, so at the moment they would actually come out in front. So yeah, Stuart, he had a bit of a, whether that was his outlap, yeah, I'm assuming 145 flat. It's a bit of just got for one. It's a second quicker than Chris's outlap, so he's obviously got a little bit of pace after his pit stop. And the Team Ireland guys scrapping away as always. And Chris has gone for a move.
Fantastic move there from Chris Doherty. He just took his chance and dived down the inside. There was a gap and he took it, and D-Man thankfully saw him come in and allowed room. And these guys are absolutely on it. Fantastic racing, to be honest, from both of them, just to not crash. I don't think they've made contact once in all the battles that they've been having already in these 13 laps of 35.
No, they've been very well behaved. There's D-Man locking up his inside left there just a little bit.
And
got his lights on. Someone needs to tell him it's daytime. He doesn't need his lights on there.
And Chris, of course, he does racing in the real world too, as Alex now comes out of the pits. Oh, he's doing some more rallycross. He's just behind Stuart Davis, and it's very easy to do that on the pit exit there, but we haven't got penalties turned on for pit exits, so it should be alright.
Yeah, most drivers attend. Well, as you saw there, Alex actually lost time performing that little stunt there, so it's all good in the hood there. So Unfixed is going to be looking at these guys now, thinking the gap's 20 seconds. They have gained a little bit of time, so what he's probably going to be hoping is that Alex can use he has got a bit more pace than Stuart Davis, use that pace, get up on the back, starts wobbling, and Unfixed can just waltz off into the distance then. And look at the time, I think Scuderia Sam's pitted as well, so he's not in danger of losing outright position, but he'd like to keep in front of Unfixed Throne. He was 22 seconds ahead.
Yeah, it would be close though.
He'll have to come out behind the car.
If he doesn't attack the pit exit, then he could actually find himself behind Unfixed, so it could be very interesting this. As the two island guys are still battling away. So we'll have a look now. There is Scuderia Sam exiting the pit lane. We haven't really seen him much this race so far. He's just been doing his own thing, but there's Unfixed. Look, coming over the brow of the hill there on the pit straight. And to go into turn one now, spit of flame from the exhaust. And let's see how close it's going to be. There's Unfixed round in turn one, so yeah, Scuderia Sam's just ahead, look, as we run right on board now with Unfixed.
It wasn't quite that close in the end there, so maybe you can get away with a pit stop with maybe just over 20 seconds. So it's worth noting that for looking at the battles behind. Yeah, he's still 20 seconds ahead of Stuart Davis and Chris, and Stuart and Unfixed Stuart Davis and Alex, and yeah, Stuart and Unfixed have matched each other on that last lap, almost 10th for 10th. So you can hear the engine screaming as it comes up the hill there through that left-hander. So it's interesting how to take that. Some drivers, they were talking, they do opt for third gear through there, carry more speed through the corner. Others, they change down, get right on the rev limiter and floor the throttle and get the pull up the hill. So yeah, a lot of these corners are open to interpretation and the best way to get around them. It's quite interesting to see the different styles.
Yeah, definitely, and I'd just like to apologise at the moment if you can hear some noise in the background. That is actually some roadworks that are going on. But there's Chris Doherty and D-Man battling away now, so yeah, D-Man's looking for a way past. This circuit does promote great racing, to be honest. We had a race here in the GT3s way back a couple of months ago, and that race was fantastic too. Unfortunately it didn't record, but that race was brilliant too, wasn't it? Fantastic racing going on there.
Yeah, plenty of incidents. Some drivers spinning out every other corner, others seem to master it pretty good. So yeah, it's popular. So really good action in the IMSA. There's D-Man, he's run wide there, but lost a little bit of time to Chris.
Yeah, you lose so much time coming onto the straight if you end up in the kitty litter there on the outside, and going up the hill too, so you lose even more momentum because you don't have that power coming out of the final corner. But yeah, it's just a brilliant track. I mean, one of my personal favourites. Absolutely love this place. And now we've got, look who we've got here. We've got Stuart Davis and Alex. This is going to be fun.
Oh, again.
We haven't seen this before.
No. Apart from every other race in this series.
Yeah, exactly. And look, Stuart Davis now, he's looking in his mirrors and he's seeing a white car with red racing stripes on it, and he's thinking, oh, not
Bugger
again. Just leave me get some points. To be honest, they've had fantastic battles, and oh no, he's off. Oh, he's lost it by himself this time. He thought, I don't want to crash into Alex today. I think I'll just crash into the barrier instead.
Yeah, well, that barrier, just checking it, I think that definitely works. It's doing its job. There we are, down in the second gauge, near the engine screaming again up the hill. You've got a bit of a run on Alex, but yeah, these guys, they made the lightest of contact at Brands Hatch Indy. Unfortunately, Alex lost out with Hockenheim. Alex, he's gone sideways again. Oh,
very well held. A bit of a tank slapper there. But yeah, I can't remember how many races has it been?
Oh yeah, Brands Indy. There was a little bit of contact. I think we'll put that down. It's gone wide again.
God, he's going to have some bruises on his bum after that one.
Lovely. So, there was contact there. Unfortunately, Alex came off worst. I don't think Stuart really even noticed. He said after the race, didn't even notice the contact. Hockenheim Alex was all over the place. Very, very nearly, actually. Well, similar incident in the stadium section that took Alex out again. And then towards the end of the race, they very nearly collided in an airplane crash at turn 2, sorry. I think Willow Springs, they stayed away from each other okay, but then the infamous Silverstone incident, Nürburgring, in the snow on the last lap. You then got Watkins Glen, I think they stayed away from each other, but they've certainly not left each other. And then obviously Austria as well, fighting each other. I don't think they actually, they did have an incident in Austria too, so it's been a good sort of 5 or 6 incidents in various races that have cause these two sort of problems, but at the same time they both fought really hard, and it's all been good natured and good fun, and always good fun to watch as well.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, there's not been one penalty that's been handed out. We've had some post-race inquiries and things, but there's not been one penalty that's been handed out between these two when they've been fighting each other.
No, to be fair, I think, which is surprising now considering all the incidents we have actually had, there's only been one penalty handed out all season long.
Yeah, which one was that? Can't remember.
It was Crazy Stu at Hockenheim. I think he thought he had clear space and went to fill a gap that was already occupied by Baz the Ninja.
I remember, yeah.
It was a good one, that.
Yeah, it has to actually. That we were talking recently about the probably crash of the season, and I think that has to be one of the. Oh, Alex! Look, Alex is off. Alex is off in the sand, and he's trying to make an entry for crash of the season, but it's not going to quite work that time. He needs to try a bit harder, but he's going to have to try and catch Stuart now, but Stuart's going to be like, thank you very much, I will take that one. And Alex again at that corner, he just seems to be having a lot of issues there. But yeah, we were saying about crash of the season, we were saying at Donington there was a big one between Stuart Davis and Cherryberry when Cherryberry lost it and took out Stuart Davis, who potentially could have won that one. But yeah, that crash at Hockenheim between Baz Ninja and Stuart Crazy Stewpot, that was a fantastic crash actually. That's definitely a contender. Yes, if you haven't seen it, go and watch it back.
Yeah, of course the crash at Donington has set up one of probably the best battles of the season so far, I would say, between Stuart Davis and Alex. It was 10 laps of just wheel banging and side by side and cutbacks, and it did get a little bit heated in towards the end there, but again it was all fair and just literally on the edge, and how they didn't take each other out, I don't know.
Yeah, it was so close at many occasions that both of them could have ended up in the grass there doing some lawn mowing. But no grass here today in the desert. Scuderia Sam is away, clear. He's 5 seconds ahead of Unfixed. He's 12 seconds now ahead of the battling Irish. So he's just going to cruise home now. We're just halfway now. Look, 18 laps gone. 35 in total, so just covered halfway in this race, and Scuderia Sam is just going to be cruising home from here. I think he's not going to be wanting to take too many risks. His lap times are still quite strong. He's constantly been in the mid-ish 36s, which is definitely quicker than anyone else's lapping. So Unfixed there gives the barrier a bit of a kiss. That's not going to help him. See where he comes out, but it looks a bit comfortable for Sam at the moment in this race.
Yeah, he's just going through the motions really, and you can see there it's all midday here now. We've got another night stint still to come, and here's Unfixed, and he's got Stuart Davis now coming around his outside into the Andretti hairpin. Oh,
this is going to be tasty on the exit of turn 1. They're side by side. Look, this is like we saw in the Irish battle, and Stuart Davis has just nicked it. But is Stuart Davis going to make an error like Chris Doherty did? Will Unfixed be able to pressurise him? These two must have been lapping very similar times, because this is exactly how they were before they both pitted.
It was, very, very, very similar, and Unfixed has got a little bit of a run here, but Yeah, we think the whole reason Stuart Davis pitted was purely because he thought he had more pace, but quite clearly Unfixed was able to step it up a notch as well. So, yeah, fantastic. Fantastic little stigma by Unfixed.
And I think it's fair to say, as Stuart Davis puts a grass on the sand there, a grass on the sand? A wheel on the sand. I think it's fair to say that Unfixed has probably been the find of this championship. He's been the big surprise of it. He's surprised a good few drivers who maybe would have thought they were favourites for a race win. Oh, look, it's two Ireland guys now side by side. And this is D-Man and Chris Doherty. Oh, and there's D-Man's off in the grass, I can't even speak anymore, in the sand on the outside of turn 1, so he was trying to get past Chris there, but Chris keeps second place. Or was that Chris getting second place actually? I think it was Chris actually getting second place off D-Man. I can't remember which way around they were. But yeah, so I was saying Unfixed Run's probably the surprise of this championship, and I think Stuart Davis probably would have been thinking, it's fair to say, that he was going to pull away comfortably from Unfixed when he saw him in his wing mirrors first time round. But he's come at the pits, and now they are here again.
Yes, yeah, and well, the last time they were fighting it was dark. Different track conditions now, you never know. Could play to one of their advantages, but we'll have to wait and see which one, if any. So Stuart Davis, he's got the legs on him on that previous lap, and he's managed to pull out a little bit of a gap. There's Alex CDL, he's only 6 seconds ahead of the Big Bad Wolf now. That's we haven't seen much of Big Bad Wolf. He's been getting up to all kinds of craziness on its own. There he is in the background there. And here's that infamous number 38 car, still in one piece. It's still got all its bumpers and bonnets and bodywork and whatnot, so nothing too crazy's happened to Alex yet. Just lots of minor incidents that have ended up costing him a huge amount of time.
It actually looks quite clean, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's not too
Nice
bad.
polish, that car.
But it's really exciting circuit, as you can see. Looking at the number 38 Ginetta there, it's. I do recommend, if you get a chance here, find yourself on YouTube, have a look at the IMSA prototype challenge or the GT3 racing they run here, the endurance series. Where see, obviously real life there, you're looking at 35 plus cars on the circuit all at the same time, various classes, from prototypes to GTs, and it's really something to watch actually around the circuit.
Absolutely, yeah, fantastic. And I always remember this track here particularly reminds me of, for those of you who are into your bike racing, do you remember Casey Stoner, was it, and Valentino Rossi had an absolutely fantastic battle? Yeah, do you remember that, Stephen?
No, I don't remember that one. I was always more of a British superbikes back when I used to pay attention to bike racing, but I haven't followed it for years now. So.
Oh, well, if you haven't seen it, go and watch it on YouTube or something, because it is one of the best duels in MotoGP that I've ever seen. I mean, I don't really follow it that closely, bike racing, but it was fantastic. Brilliant battle.
Corkscrew on a MotoGP must be absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, it's bad enough in a car. Can you imagine the sort of compression you get? And probably the front wheel lifting off the floor through there.
Yeah, jeez. But I mean, one of the craziest things I saw was IndyCar made a return to Laguna Seca last season. I think it was 2019. And just watching the onboards of the cars coming through the corkscrew there, and again, just like the F1 cars, they're set up so stiff, and you could almost just feel the shock going through the drivers' bodies as they were going down the hill. It was absolutely crazy. And if we're lucky, we might get to see the corkscrew on board with Stuart Davis now. There he is, braking at the cut away just at the last second. Yeah, you can see even the car just lifting as it goes through. You've got no grip. Away you go then.
Yeah, picking your line is very important through that corner to make sure you maintain maximum contact with the ground, because that's where you get your grip from, and if you're not in contact with the ground, you've got less grip.
Yeah, and you're not going forward, so I think going to go forward is Scuderia Sam, got 14-second lead now.
Yeah, as the sun starts to set on this race, and indeed on this championship as well, Scuderia Sam is heading towards the win, and it'll be his 5th or 6th win, I think, this year. He's certainly won quite a few. Some of them have been through a bit of luck, like in Donington, and other ones like this one where he's just had the pace. But Alex has certainly given him a run for his money in more than a few races, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, if you go back to the first 2 rounds, Hockenheim and Brands Hatch, I think Alex came away from both those races with maybe 12 points, whereas Scuderia Sam was already well up into the 30 odd points at that point. So Alex, he's been playing catch up for the whole season. And he's done well to take it this far. They both, I'd say he's had a lot of bad luck as Alex. Some of it through his own doing, but But again, Sam's had just been able to have the results when he's least expected them sometimes. You look at Donington, he had Cherryberry and Stuart Davis took each other out. Cherryberry coming back onto the circuit in Stuart's path. Alex had a couple of spins. Those two on their own easily had the pace to beat Scuderia Sam. Cherryberry himself had sort of a pit lane issue. Coupled with his incident, he also probably had the pace of Sam. So, and on top of that, then you've got the Team Ireland guys. They were struggling a little bit when initially they looked quicker as well. So lots of factors allowed him to pick up a win there. But yeah, as you said, there's been other circuits such as where were we before? Yeah, the Nürburgring in the snow. He was just absolutely peerless there in a completely other league. So yeah, he certainly deserves his championship.
Yeah, and I mean, it could be a lot closer. Alex has probably lost about between 20 and 30 points, I would say, without...
He's lost 20 just today, isn't he? He's, minus points if he spins again, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So he's lucky in a way that there aren't more drivers in this race, because he could be losing even more points. But yeah, certainly, I think. Sorry, I can't remember where it was now. Oh yeah. So I think Alex probably would have been about 10 or 15 points behind going into this race, if it wasn't for some of the mistakes that have crept in. But yeah, he's just been so quick. It certainly puts Sam under. I can remember back to the Watkins Glen race where they were fighting lap after lap, and one of them was going to crack at some point. And I think it sums up this championship quite nicely. That race does.
Yes, yeah. I mean, Alex cracked, didn't he? Yeah. So
in the end,
yeah. But at the moment, championship-wise, it's all looking pretty static at the moment, except for Chris Doherty in second place. If he stays there at the moment, he will leapfrog Stuart Davis in the championship. He'll score 18 points to Stuart's 12, and it'll put him 3 points ahead, I believe.
Yeah, and he probably won't need the help from Unfixed Roan if he gets ahead of Stuart.
No, and of course we've got D-Man there. Whether or not he's got the pace to catch back up to Chris and give him another sort of hurry along, possibly go for an overtake. Whether or not he'll need to, I don't know, because no one's going to catch D-Man as things stand at the moment. But yeah, looking back unfixed, he's dropped back from Stuart Davis a little bit. He's nearly 2 seconds behind now.
Yeah, he has dropped back a bit. I don't know whether it's through a mistake or not, but these guys are quite evenly matched. So yeah, it's going to be difficult for him to claw it back again, especially if he can't put Chris under pressure. But Stuart Davis is certainly going to be under a little bit of pressure because he just can't shake the unshakable Unfixed Roan. And he knows that Unfixed is not going to make a mistake. I think he's only made like one mistake, I think a whole championship, hasn't he, where he had a spin, I think, in the snow in the Nürburgring. But
yes, yeah.
Yeah, so he knows that Unfixed isn't going to make a mistake, so he's just going to have to try and beat him on pure pace here and not making an error himself. And that's easier said than done.
No, especially these cars. Well, we've seen it already today and in other races. They once you go and that would have been a close one there. Even that, just dipping that rear wheel onto a curb or into the sand, it's just looking like it's going to go straight round. But yeah, night's falling again now. Track will be changing all the time once again. Tyres are going to start going off now, especially the fronts.
Yeah, and being on the outskirts of a desert here in Laguna Seca, the temperature differences between day and night are literally day and night, aren't they? It's very hot in the day, very cold in the night, and it does make a big difference on the grip available. But these tyres, I think they do prefer some slightly cooler conditions. Well, depending on your driving style, of course, like you said, Stuart, before. But I think they do prefer some slightly colder conditions so that they don't scrape along the tarmac and overheat a bit. And there's Big Bad Wolf coming through the corkscrew now.
Yeah, very lonely race, Big Bad Wolf out in the night all on his own. He's not really seen another car for a while.
That's where Wolves like to be, isn't it?
Yeah, you'd imagine so, but I don't know, he'd like to get his teeth into someone, I'd imagine. But at the minute, it's only, there's Alex Idial just disappearing around the corner there, into the main straight. So, yeah, that's dangling the carrot there, being able to see Alex. Hopefully Wolf will be able to put his foot down and maybe have a bit of a battle with him in the Owl Yellow Ginetta Gt5 there, but he's been a bit of absent from the championship fight. He seems to have struggled from day one in these cars, which is a shame, because in some of the other races we've done, he's been absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, definitely. Like in Willow Springs, he was very fast there. Alex dominated that race, but if it wasn't for that, I think he was right up there with fighting for the top positions, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a bit of an anomaly there for some of the drivers with some handling issues, but take nothing away from the Wolf. Yeah, did a great job there. And here's Chris now coming through. He's 19 seconds behind Scuderia Sam now. Really, Sam's just stretching his legs out front. Still setting quick lap times. D-Man, he is catching Chris, so we could have another battle between the Irish here as they come onto the main straight. And hopefully it'll stay all clean. The last thing you want to do is two very angry, well, I'd imagine at this stage of the race, it'll be very tired, sweaty, disgusting, generally quite minging, angry Irishmen if they take each other out.
Yeah, well, when you're battling together like that, it certainly does take more out of you lap after lap, because you're just concentrating on what the other car's doing, as well as trying to pick your braking points in the dark, your apexes. It's a lot of things to think about. And one of the races we did was actually in the middle of a heat wave here as well in Wales, and yeah, that was it's Scuderia Sam off. Look in the sand a bit. He has made
Take a screenshot.
He does make mistakes sometimes, but thankfully it doesn't cost him too much time. It's going to cost him about 4 or 5 seconds, I think, to Chris, but that's not too much of a concern as long as he doesn't do it too many times. But yeah, we've actually raced in a heat wave, and a lot of the drivers were saying how difficult that was, especially the guys on the rigs.
Yeah, it's just absolutely disgusting. I can imagine. I know the Wolfie was definitely struggling. I won't tell you what he was saying he smelled like, but
yeah, this is a family viewing experience.
That's it. Yeah, hence the lack of access to the mics for some of the drivers during the race.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially BTC Sedan, he can be quite colourful on occasion, to be fair to him.
Yeah, always gives the other drivers a bit of a laugh though.
Oh, definitely. Too right. There's no point doing racing like this if you're not going to have a laugh. And Chris runs a bit wide there. He decided let's see if there's anything funny on the outside, but no, nothing.
Yeah, now D-Man is right in the slipstream as they go along the straight here to start lap 26, and he's not going to be close enough, I don't think, to have a go into turn 1, but it could pressurise Chris into an error. Oh, it has pressurised Chris into an error. He's understeered way off the track. And I think that's just a lack of front-end grip there, or maybe just braked a bit too late, but that's allowed D-Man through. So D-Man, from being a couple of seconds down a few laps ago, is now ahead of Chris. Fantastic. Battle is on.
And if you listen very, very carefully, obviously we're on the Welsh coast here, you can always hear the grumblings of an angry Irishman coming across the sea.
Yeah, and I think we've got a few grumblings going on now, but these guys are not going to give up. Look, and there's Chris. He's trying to go. He's looking for the cutback now as D-Man went defensive, and he's got the cutback. Look, and they're side by side now. They're going up to the very fast left-hander. Is Chris going to back out this time like he did before? Oh no, he's ahead already before they even get there. He even cheekily went across to the racing line to pick his braking point before turning in. Fantastic stuff. Hell of a move there from Chris.
Cheeky. Yeah, he'll be saying, cheers D-Man, I'm off.
You could see him setting up that move. He forced D-Man to go defensive, he looked for the cutback, and then he got the drive out of the corner, and he got so much drive that he even able to get back onto the racing line before the next turn. So yeah, if you're looking for racing and how to set up a manoeuvre, that was textbook from Chris, that was there.
Yeah, not even any DRS in sight.
Yeah, exactly. Pure racing, that's what these Ginettas offer. In fairness, there has been very, very good racing throughout the championship. Maybe we can make some sort of montage of the best bits of racing. I don't know.
But, yeah, he's
not
big
promising
bad
anything.
Coming through the corkscrew. He's right. No, he's only just over a second behind Alex at the moment. Alex is having an absolute mare of a race.
Yeah, he's being hunted by the wolf in the middle of the night here. Alex is now, and all his nightmares are coming through. And Big Bad Wolf hunts him down. But it's a shame, because we would have liked to have seen a championship battle right at the front with just a few points in it, and it could have been like that. But yeah, it's just not.
It kind of reminds me of Schumacher in Suzuka in 2003.
Oh yeah,
to a
of course.
Degree, yeah. The battle's on, and he was just. I don't know. I think he just took his brain out that day, replaced it with Ralph Schumacher's brain. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he drove a bit more like Ralph Schumacher that day. He seemed to crash into everything, but still managed to get 8th position.
Yeah, it wasn't that much. Lucky with the incident with Sato. That was very close.
Yeah, and lucky Barrichello finished ahead of Raikkonen too.
Yes, yeah, good old Rubino. He's
Rubino.
Yeah, he knew his place, didn't he? Really, I mean, well, maybe not as well as Irvine. Irvine was very fully aware of exactly what was going on there.
Yeah, I loved the moment. One of my favourite moments with Irvine and Schumacher was when Schumacher made his return after his broken leg in '99 at Malaysia, and Schumacher was just dominating the race, taking off, and then he just backed off casually just to let Irvine back through, and it was just as if to say, yeah, this is what would have happened if I was here all year round. And Irvine kind of knew at that point that he didn't have the pace.
No, I think Irvine, he actually said in a press conference, he's not only the best number 1 driver, he's the best number 2 as well. And yeah, mind you, as a driver, if you're being hammered by your teammate, you're going to want your teammate to be the best in the world to make you look that little bit better. But no, certainly no denying who was number 1 there. Although back in '96, Irvine does maintain that in his meetings with Jean Todt, at no point did he. Oh, Alex is off again.
Yeah, Alex is having another problem at that same corner. I think that's the 4th time. Oh, he's in the ball now.
Oh no!
Oh dear, it's really not going well for Alex. Oh dear, yeah. He's right on the bumper now, so that's allowed Big Bad Wolf through. So what's Alex going to do now? Is he just going to head straight into the pits and get some new rubber? It looks like it.
Yeah, I mean, it could be tie rate. Alex, he's quite an aggressive driver, so yeah, he might as... Oh, gee. That sign's obviously getting on his nerves as well.
Yeah, he's having a... Yeah, he's not having the best race, is he?
Oh, jeez, poor guy.
I feel sorry for him, actually. Because...
yeah,
he's a great driver, and we really enjoy watching him battle away. And we've seen some fantastic battles with him, and he's got the speed, and... Yeah, it's just not going well for him.
No, but he's in the pits now. Change his shoes, change his tyres, change his trousers. And away he goes.
Change of cone as well.
Yeah, just wave a Scuderia Sam goes past. Oh no, I don't think Sam's going to get him just now. And what's happening here now? We got Chris is still ahead of D-Man. These two are absolutely. There's almost like there's an invisible rope between them.
Absolutely, there's D-Man going right down the inside of Chris, but Chris is going to try and stick it around the outside as the racing line, the inside line for the last turn. And yeah, so that's what's happened. Chris has got the inside line, but now D-Man, is he going to stick it around the outside? Yes, he is. He avoids the sand barrier there, and now he's going to slot back into the slipstream. But Chris got an absolutely fantastic drive out of the last corner, and D-Man is nowhere near close enough into turn 1, I don't think, by the looks of it. So yeah, another little Irish skirmish going on for a few corners there, and we've seen plenty of them.
Irish skirmish?
Is that the right word to use?
Skirmish? I don't know.
What is a skirmish? Is that like a battle?
I don't know what a skirmish.
Oh, a skirmish, yeah. An Irish skirmish. What's a skirmish?
I don't know, they put weird things in their coffee.
I think it's an Irish version of a skirmish.
Quite possibly, I don't know. Gaelic version, I don't know.
That's it.
All I know is they put weird stuff in the coffee. I mean, skirmish. An Irish skirmish, yeah. Who knows?
I've actually got a coffee here, so maybe it's an Irish one. But anyway, so D-Man now is still battling away with Chris. He's going to have a look to see if he can get past. It's anyone's guess which one of these two is going to finish first as the sun rises again now, with only a handful of laps left to run here, 5 or so laps to go.
It's been a long race, isn't it?
It has been a long race. I think some of the drivers will be feeling this too. But plenty of action going on, and these two just battling the whole way through. Not making any mistakes, really. It's impressive to watch.
Yes, I think the only battle we've seen similar to this is, in terms of longevity as well, you're looking at the Nürburgring in the snow. I think that race clocked out at about 52.5 minutes. So, and we had obviously Stuart Davis and Alex CDL no more than 5 seconds apart for the whole race. It was quite impressive actually, considering essentially driving on ice. But yeah, this battle's a little bit more fast-paced, a little bit more brutal.
Yeah, for me, I think, just personal opinion, this battle right here we're watching now between D-Man and Chris is the battle of the championship, in terms of, like, it's race long, it's fighting for second and third in the race, and they haven't touched each other once. They're swapping positions all the time. There's some fantastic racecraft going on. It's just a joy to watch, to be honest.
Oh yeah, the standard is very high. They haven't got that sort of raw aggression that we've seen from some of the other battles. They're both playing it very clean, very fair. And I think to a certain degree it's because D-Man hasn't really got anything to lose here. He's not going to get caught in the championship. This is purely for inter-team bragging rights, whereas Chris, on the other hand, he needs to stay ahead of D-Man in order to leapfrog Stuart Davis, because if he drops back they will be level on points, and then I think off the top of my head Stuart might have had more podiums than Chris. I'm not 100% sure on that, but if Chris does drop down to third and Stuart's fourth, they will be tied on points. And I'm not quite sure exactly on Project Cars 2 how it gets worked out, whether I'd imagine it'd be podiums.
I think Stewart would just keep it actually, would he? He's got it would be 15 points for third for Chris, and it would be 12 points for Stewart, and he's 4 points ahead.
Oh, the 4 point. Oh, there we Stewart
so
would just keep it.
Would just nip it. So yeah, Chris certainly does need to keep that second place. But if Stewart keeps throwing it off the road in the corkscrew like he just nearly did there, then it's going to give Unfixed a chance. But Unfixed is at the moment about 7 seconds behind Stewart. So Stewart certainly has found a lot of pace, hasn't he? As we look at this car now.
Yeah, and he's gone from a good 12 seconds behind the fighting Irish pair to just 7 seconds back now. So he will be pushing to try and, there's two trains of thought here. He could take his time. He's got a good gap back to Unfixed. So yeah, if he would just chill out, bring the car home, and just hope that maybe D-Man finishes ahead of Chris, that would be one way of doing it. But he's a racer. He's going to want to push, and he'll see that he's caught 5 seconds or so over the last few laps while they're squabbling. So he'll be thinking, if I can keep my foot in it here, I could catch these guys.
Oh, but not like that.
Not like that, he's not.
Yeah, he's just thought, I'm going a little bit too quickly here. I better slow down a bit on this.
He put his foot.
Oh,
he kept his foot in, and I put my foot in it. Oh no!
This is terrible. We've just, I think we cursed him, even though we were commentating on this after the race. I think we cursed him somehow as Unfixed does a bit of rallycross. That's very unusual to see. Unfixed driving not on the grey bit, but he's certainly given Stuart Davis plenty of room as he waved past there. Now Unfixed is ahead of Stuart, so it's gone from 7 seconds ahead, and now Stuart's a second or so behind Unfixed as the two island guys keep battling. It's a shame for Stuart that though, because if he hadn't made that mistake with these two battling still, he could have been right on them in a few laps' time before the end of the race.
Yeah, that was a real shame, but now he's got the unflappable Unfixed throne behind him, in front of him even. And yeah, right in front of him. This is going to be interesting.
Certainly, will he be able to find a way past? He's certainly got. That's fair to say. He's got the pace over Unfixed, but has he got the consistency? And can he find a way past? And how defensive will Unfixed go? Because he'll be wanting to keep fourth place. Obviously, he's a racing driver.
Yeah, and you got to Stuart. He'd be sick to death of these last few lap battles he seems to keep having with people. But. He's got a run Unfixed on the main straight.
Yeah, fantastic run at the last corner. Look at that. Unbelievable. Did he use some KERS or something there? I don't know, but that's incredible, that was.
Yeah, he got a cracking drive out there. So that's put him back ahead now, and for his sake now, he'll be looking to... Oh, he's run wide. He's gone wide, and I don't know if that's tyres or sort of a bit overzealous on where he thought his braking point was, but yeah, he's going to have to do it all over again now.
Yeah, it's a shame there for Stuart, but Unfixed won't mind at all. He'll be like, thank you very much. Yeah, no problem. I'll keep this position if you want me to. But yeah, Stuart Davis, I think maybe he got so much speed coming onto the straight that he just misjudged his braking zone altogether, coming down into turn 1 in that Andretti hairpin, which is sort of a double apex hairpin, isn't it, turn 1? But yeah, he just kind of locked a wheel. We saw Alex, I think, doing it once as well, and also Chris as well. So he's not the only one, Stuart, to be doing that. So it is easy to do downhill as well. So yeah, it's easy to do there. But we look at now Unfixed drone, fantastic shot there of his car. The cameraman running very fast backwards down the corkscrew too. Very impressive.
Yes, yeah, so smooth today again. We saw Stuart bouncing around and all over the place, and Unfixed giving it a dab of the brakes there through the rainy curve, and coming into the penultimate corner here. He's not using all the circuit there. He's keeping the car nice and steady. It doesn't look unsettled at all, does it? He's very much sticking on the racing line again, almost like there's an invisible groove on the circuit that Stuart Davis in the background isn't finding.
Yeah, he almost drives like I think Chris Doherty probably said it, I think best, like he's just one of the AI drivers, and just hitting the same racing line around the corner, the same braking points, the same apex lap after lap, no mistakes. It's like he's a robot.
Hits the nail on the head really there.
Yeah.
And there's Big Bad Wolf. He's obviously ahead of Alex. Alex maybe... I'm assuming Alex has pitted again. He's probably had enough of those tyres. Yeah, he did, after he drove into the wall. So, yeah, Alex, he's a lap down now. Minute 50 off the lead, a minute behind Big Bad Wolf. Who, amazingly, he's not that far behind Unfixed and Stuart Davis. He had a completely lonely race, apart from watching Alex's headlights sort of... do a dance and twirl into the barriers in the middle of the night, but he's still there, still circulating, and if Unfixed and Stuart Davis have any issues, he could be in a position to pick them off.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, he's just got to keep pushing, really, because you never know what can happen here. They're nose to bumper, and Big Bad Wolf, he stands alone in the race, but he'll be hoping for some late pickings in this race now, just a couple of laps to go. And Stuart Davis is just going to hound the back of this car, trying to find a way past, and Unfixed are doing a great job of defending so far. Just placing that car perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely sterling job.
Another, though, great run out of the last corner for Stuart Davis. He's certainly got a great chance here. Look, he's on the inside as well. Stuart Davis is getting pushed to the wall a little bit by Unfixed.
Oh, that's... Well, I bet he didn't expect that. That was very uncharacteristic of Unfixed there, showing his intentions.
Absolutely, and Stuart Davis is running
wide
wide
again.
Oh! And yeah, he's just struggling with the braking zone. If he just manages to brake at the right point, I think he would have nailed Unfixed. But now he's got to catch back up again, and he hasn't got a lot of time left to do it.
No, again, I don't know if it's just overzealous or just tyres. We don't know. At this stage in the race, the drivers are going to be tired. The tyres are going to be worn. It's been a long race, and who knows? But Unfixed, he doesn't care, does he? He's just circulating, doing his thing. He'll just let the world could crash around him, and he'll just stick to that racing line. Although on the straight there, he certainly he wasn't just waving Stuart through. He was thinking back to Hungary 2010, maybe, thinking, I'm going to give you a car's width and an inch, and that's all you're getting.
Yeah, definitely, and Stuart's just got one real chance left now. He's got to catch back up to the back of Unfixed and have a go down this straight here that we see Alex running wide now coming onto. And Alex will be very happy. I think there's just one lap left to go here of this race as we switch now to Scuderia Sam, who's clearly going to take the win here. He's managed the gap well to the Irish, kept it around 20 seconds behind, and it's been a little bit too easy for Sam today, but he's not going to mind too much.
No, it would have been a bit more interesting if he decided to come out of the pits behind Unfixed Throne. At least then he could have had a little battle with somebody, but we know Sam, he doesn't do conflict on the circuit. That's why he's won so many Pembrokeshire karting championships. He just does his thing, and his main strength is just relentless consistency and relentless pace. We've seen it when he's done sort of team endurances, both in 2-strokes and 4-stroke karts as well. He's joined obviously Stuart Davis and got a couple of podium finished, a couple of trophies in the Buckmore 6-hour and Rye House 12-hour as well. So yeah, he's a phenomenally quick driver, consistent, and deserves every point he's had this championship.
Yeah, and he comes across the line now, and a little bit of a line wiggle going on. So yeah, that's Scuderia Sam. He's won the championship and he's won the race here today, and very tidy race, a couple of little offs, but nothing too major. And he'll be wondering now how he's going to figure out how to win the historic races in a Ferrari, which he's going to go in with, which is definitely not as quick as some of the other cars. That'll be interesting to watch out for. But look, they're still battling, coming across the line. That's the Irish. So Chris Doherty's just nicked it from D-Man, and I think that means Chris is going to jump Stuart, but Stuart's going to have a look anyway down the inside of Unfixed, and he's going to have a great run now coming into the last corner, but Unfixed holds the inside line, and Stuart Davis is going to slot into a slipstream and trying to outdo him down the pit straight. He's had fantastic drive out of this corner, but he hasn't got quite the drive this time, and they both head over to the pit wall, and Unfixed Throne is going to take 4th position away from Stuart Davis. Fantastic driving.
Yeah, fair play to Unfixed, just absolutely robot-like consistency, wouldn't let up, and we've got Big Bad Wolf there. He's 10 seconds back, and then Alex EDL rounding out the field.
Yeah, so there's confirmation of the race results, and fastest laps there. Scuderia Sam definitely enjoys this circuit, as you can see, and Alex EDL, his fastest lap, normally he gets the fastest laps in the race, so there's clearly something not quite right there for Alex in this race. 36.6 fastest time. And Unfixed Throne, he didn't have the fastest lap, but he certainly had the consistency, and he managed to nab 4th position. And this means, I think, that Chris Doherty will be ahead of Stuart. Yes, he is.
There we are, yeah, fantastic. Nice 3-4 for the Irish team there, Sam. Yeah, obviously they're 42 points clear of Alex, and that looks quite comfortable on the standings there. Cherry Berry, worthy mention there, still finished 7th, even though he wasn't in most of the races. And Baz the Ninja, he finished in 11th place, I think, after yeah, really good drive in some of the races there. He's coming along really strong.
Yeah, some gritty drives by Baz and Ninja, it's fair to say, and we've just got some nice shots here now looking at. Tell you what, ProjectCars2 are very good in the photo mode, isn't it? It's a fantastic shot.
Yes, yeah, very good. But yeah, that's it now until the vintage prototypes in 7 days' time.
Yeah, Stuart, any final words for this championship?
Craziness.
I agree. Join us next time for more craziness.